We're here at Right Online in Minneapolis, and last night we had the premiere of the Undefeated, the new Sarah Palin documentary, and we're here with the director, Stephen K. Bannon. How are you today, Mr. Bannon?
Brother McCain, doing well. Thanks for having me on.
And could you please talk about the gap between the reality of Sarah Palin and the perception created by the media?
That is the central question we had to answer as partners. When my partner Glenn Evans at Victory Film, we decided to put up basically $1 million to make this movie with no editorial control from the Palin folks or their pack. Is that had the meme been so established in the media that we couldn't change it, because one of the things we wanted to do here was to kind of hit the reset button on her perception. We felt that the story had enough substance to it, that there was enough substrate there, that if we could actually present it in a dramatic fashion of what she'd accomplished in Alaska. And the mantra we kept telling ourselves is that you can't understand the meaning of Sarah Palin until you begin to get your arms around and understand the stewardship of Governor Palin. And so what we did is to make this movie quite dense. I mean, it's a 2-hour film. Real Clear Politics refers to it as a sweeping 2-hour epic. We made it in kind of an epic format. Big music, big video. It's 1,600 images, shot on a red camera, so that we can really play around with the interviews. And I think we've done it. One of the best things about last night, I've only really screened this to kind of middle of the road, independent, and really into the media, liberal, CBS, ABC, Huffington Post, which we've all gotten, great reviews so far. Last night was really the first. And the reason I chose Right Online is I think Americans for Prosperity do an incredible job of really bringing together a who's who in the blogger community, which I've said from day one, the vanguard of this revolution are the bloggers, and that they are the thought leaders and really the guys that begin to drive the narrative. I came last night. It wasn't really a premiere; it was a screening of really still a rough print and a very difficult, 9:30 at night after guys had had a long day and a dinner and a major speech by Andrew Breitbart. And I think one of the great things was to see Twitter feed. We were watching the Twitter feed, and even people in that audience who are very activist and cause-oriented, a number of the tweets started to come across going, the power of this movie is that I had started to buy some of the mainstream media perceptions of Sarah Palin. So I think that for us, that when we start seeing those tweets, we know that I've already seen so far, one of the bets we made in changing the meme is that I have a very strong belief. I pride myself in being a conservative or right-wing filmmaker. I come at these with a very strong point of view, but I come from kind of a Reagan Democrat, family. I have a military family. My daughter's an officer in the Army now. But I believe in the basic fairness and decency of the American people, and I even think the mainstream media. If you look at most of these reporters, they all come from middle-class backgrounds, and many of their grandparents were blue-collar. So I figured if we could really lay out the story of Governor Palin and her rise from obscurity, that even people that didn't like her politics, and even people who she personally rubs the wrong way, would start to actually understand that this is a woman of substance, that this is a woman of tremendous accomplishments, that this is a woman that should have a place at the table when we talk about the leaders in the coming years. And so I think that's what we really tried to focus on. And I right now I really feel good that I think we've started to change the impressions of Governor Palin.
All right. Well, it's certainly an excellent film, and it's going to be rolling out into theaters in July.
One of the things I'm really proud about this is that AMC Theaters, Cinedigm, AMC is the second biggest theater chain in the country. Cinedigm, the largest digital distribution company, and Arc Entertainment, which is a really classy distributor of independent feature films, have taken this on as a commercial project. And these people are certainly not right-wing Republicans. They are, moderates to slightly liberal, but they're Hollywood capitalists that have to report to investors and shareholders. They see this not as a political story at all. They see this as a story of really modern America. How someone who's so obscure, the movie starts, Governor Palin's working on a small commercial fishing boat she and her husband own, and he's a blue-collar guy up on the North Slope, trying to make they're trying to make ends meet as a family. That's 20 years ago. It's the rise from complete and total obscurity of a woman without a rich father, without a rich husband, with no contacts or really place in the social, political, or cultural elite of a remote frontier like Alaska. that rise through her own tenacity, fortitude, intelligence, and courage is really the story. And I think people say that's Walmart Nation. And that is a great lesson for modern America, and particularly a story of empowerment for modern women and for their daughters. And so one of the things I'm really happy about is that I did not make this for followers and devotees of Governor Palin. I made this for middle America, and to date I feel very happy that the mainstream media is giving it a second, giving Governor Palin a second look because of the film, and that the entertainment industry is feeling that the story's got enough substance to it that it could actually entertain and educate a modern American mainstream audience.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bannon.
Thank you for having me today.
All right.